What's up, Panthers Nation? We're back today with another video. We interrupt this live, absolute terrible podium appearance by Ron Rivera to bring you this video and actually explain what happened today rather than the old tired excuse of, oh, we ran out of opportunities. Or, oh, our guys are rookies and they're learning. Nah. That's not what we're about today. We're about to spread some positivity up in this video. I hope you guys are ready for this, because I saw a lot of it today. I saw a lot of backbone today. I did see some negative plays, I will admit that, but I saw some spine and I saw some backbone. And that is what I've been looking for from this team for like 3 weeks. So let's get into these plays. You guys already saw my halftime video, I'm sure. So I'm probably going to be repeating a few things. If you've already seen that video, don't mind it. But if you haven't, then you'll get a taste of what I said in the halftime video. But let's get into this. Quarterback, we're going to give Kyle Allen a B+. Let's be honest, Kyle looked really good today. You know, he didn't have the best day, but he looked good. Yeah. I have no problem with the throws he made, really. Except for maybe one where he tried to force it into double coverage again, but you know, that's what Kyle does. So I've just kind of accepted that for what it is. But the positives of Kyle today, he actually stepped up in the pocket once on the deep throw, and he scrambled out of the pocket. So that's definitely a positive. I think that was one of the better performances I've seen from him this year. As far as leading drives down the field and making checkdowns where he should, instead of double passing into double coverage. So I thought, he did solidly. My only trouble with him is in the red zone, and really that's play calling. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, he gets a B+ from me today. I saw some really nice catches by the wide receivers from his decent arm. So, he's doing what backups do. What do you expect from him? I mean, really, what more are you looking for? He's fulfilled the role. So, let's get into running back. A+. You already know CMC is going to do CMC things. CMC MVP, baby. You already know. I mean, the guy just carries our team. He's a workhorse. And I love that. I love any player that does that on any franchise, especially ours. And, we're very, very lucky and blessed to have him on this team. And I'll say that twice. We are very, very lucky and blessed to have him on this team. Because I really mean that. He's an incredible player and an incredible person too. And it shows up on and off the field every week, every day. And he just has that attitude of, I'm going to work and I'm going to put it in 110%, and I'm not going to take any slack from anybody. It sent a message this week when he took that day off to work out. I mean, The rest of these guys need to be working out too. Take the Everybody could benefit from that on this team. Everybody, especially Joey Sly, but we'll get to him in a little bit. Um, you know, they did find ways to stop McCaffrey, and it was predictable plays by North Turner, but you know, again, play calling, that's a totally different animal. We'll get into that in a little bit. Because I've got my beef with North Turner today. But wide receivers, B minus. Not really exciting. DJ Moore got open a lot. Greg Olsen was there, Greg Olsen, of course, gets his A minus. He dropped one pass. Not a big deal. It was bound to happen, folks. It was bound to happen sooner or later. He's human. But, yeah, we had trouble getting wide receivers open, as usual. Honestly, I don't believe that we have adequate wide receivers at this point. To complement Greg Olsen, to complement CMC, we just don't have enough firepower to really put forth a really solid effort out there offensively right now. Samuel often gets in one-on-one matchups and struggles to get open. DJ will be open typically, but it's sometimes tough to get him open in tight matchups. So the thing is, they just have to get more creative with their routes. And again, that's play calling. So, yeah. I feel like with the proper play calls and with enough ingenuity, they could find ways to get open against these secondaries and against these corners and safeties. But the thing is, it can't just be a CMC show. It can't just be a DJ Moore show out there. We've got to get Samuel more involved. Somehow, we've got to get him more involved. He can't just be that, lone rider out there, wide receiver. We got to... Come on, man. North, get more creative with your playbook. Honestly, can't you see the man doesn't have very many catches this year? How many does he actually have? Like, somebody tell me in the comments below how many catches he actually has, because it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. We've been trying to move the chains on just about every drive. Either we shoot ourselves in the foot by penalties, we do these simple checkdowns, or we give it to Greg Olsen or CMC. And that's just not enough. It's not enough firepower. Samuel has got to get more involved. And, we're looking at these basic plays. We're looking at these easy to read plays. Basic toss play, basic sweep play, basic draw play. West Coast, it's just not cutting it anymore, Norv. It's not cutting it. It's not going to cut it with this wide receiver core, and it's not going to cut it with Kyle Allen behind it. It's not going to cut it going forward. None of the guys on our roster are legit West Coast quarterbacks. None of them. I applaud your effort, but it's just not there. Defenses have adjusted to this by now. It's 2019. Wake up. Be ingenuity. Be smarter. Find ways to trick these defenses. Like that one play in the red zone where Christian McCaffrey was just out of nowhere out on the side, on the left side, and he just tosses it over to him, and there's just nobody there. That's the type of ingenuity we're looking for from you, Norv. That's the type of play calling that's going to move the chains and get us touchdowns and put points on the board. Not this simple, let's just run a draw play up the middle right into the stack of the defense. That doesn't cut it. First of all, our O-line isn't even built for that. Secondly, how are you going to run it into the teeth of the Saints defense twice in a row after you saw it didn't work the first time? On the 1 yard line. Like, come on, man. Come on, dog. What? What kind of an offensive coordinator calls that with a West Coast offense? Even Madden players have more ingenuity than that. Like I said I was going to wait on the play calling, but I had to get into that rant right there. That man needs to go. I've seen enough. I have literally seen enough. So you go to, the offensive line, C-. They weren't impressive at all. In fact, they let a bunch of guys in. Most of the plays. These guys look like revolving doors out there, and I'm not happy about it. We've got to fix this O-line. It looked like a straight garbage fest on that offensive line. I think we ought to just retool the entire offensive line. I think we ought to. Keep a couple of people, but retool the entire line. It's not cutting it. These defensive ends out there, these defensive tackles, and these pass rushers are just getting faster and faster and faster as these draft classes are going along. And you cannot just expect an average or below average lineman like we have, or sometimes even garbage linemen on this line, to hold these guys back. You can't expect that. I don't know what to tell you. This team is not built on the lines, and that's how you build a franchise. You don't build it from, let's just draft a star wide receiver and expect him to carry the entire team, or in our case, draft Christian McCaffrey and expect him to carry the whole team. It doesn't work like that. It's not just, we just need one more star player. This isn't the NBA, man. Wake up. Wake up, management. Like, you're going to get him killed. Look at how many carries this man gets. Look at how many catches this man gets. You're going to get him killed. Look at Cam Newton after his rookie year. Because we did not fix the line, he got killed. Look where he is now. Is that what you want for Christian McCaffrey? Fix the line. Wake up call, Ron Rivera. Wake up call, Norv Turner. Fix the line. I'm not going to say it anymore today, because that just annoys me every time. It's my pet peeve with this team. And it will continue to be my pet peeve until we fire Ron Rivera or we fire Norv Turner. One of the two of them. And I'll bet you Norv Turner is not the problem. So let's go on to the D-line. Not real impressive there. C-. We didn't get much pressure. Breeze just sat there all day, just making his lunch. Salt and peppering. Yep. This tastes good. Yep. Checking his watch. Yeah. I think it's time to throw the ball now. Touchdown. I mean, come on. Where's the pass rush? It did not exist today. It did not exist at all. uh, but I'll tell you what. We made our sacks. We made our stops when it mattered. And that is why we held them to 31 points for the most part. The rest of the reason was because of 12 penalties for 126 yards or something like that. Did I get that actual number correct? Because that was... Those refs were throwing that yellow flag out there so much, they were doing laundry, and then they were throwing him out there again. Like... What? Like, how many penalties can you rack up in one game? God, we got lucky. We got incredibly lucky. But if they had cleaned up their act and only had maybe 4 penalties like normal teams do on normal weeks, we would have gotten slaughtered. There's no two ways about it. But they were trying to give us that game, and we wanted it. We wanted it, folks. We fought hard right up until the final kicks. And that shows me determination. That shows me backbone. That shows me spine. That this team wants it. We got the stops. We got a few sacks. Bruce Irvin got in there. Burns got a sack, I believe. These guys were instrumental at stopping these guys on the line. And I want to point somebody out. Eric Reed. Eric Reed with the 4th and 1 stop. What a stop, man. What a stop. That put us into this game again. Officially at 6 minutes left. 6.5, I think. Roughly. And, Eric Reed, he had his bad moments today. It was probably his worst game as a Panther in the new era. But, let's be honest. He came up big when he needed to. And that is why he gets a B+. Trey Boston, B-. Same thing. Pick off. Looked good. Solid. The guy looks solid. He only took maybe 2 plays off the entire game. One of them was in the end zone. It led to a score. But he wasn't the only one that got lazy on that play. So, spread the blame evenly out on that one. Corners, C+. We had good coverage for the most part. It was just a matter of tackling and taking plays off. Realistically. I was not thrilled with that. So we got to work on that. Linebackers B-. Luke Kuechly doing what Luke does. Finally stepping up and really making his mark in this game. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him, dude. He almost got a pick today. He had that pass deflection and it almost turned into a pick. It was thrown right to him. Beautiful job, Luke. Beautiful. Defensive tackle we already covered, with the pass rush and the run stopping. I thought it was pretty solid. We'll give that a B-. Defensive ends, C-. No pass rush. And now we get down to special teams. Joey Sly. Every single one of these kicks went to the right except for one. Every one of them. And I don't know what his mechanics are doing right now, but he needs to work on that a little bit and see what he's doing wrong. because I've noticed that for about 5 or 6 weeks now, ever since realistically 6 or 7, honestly, where it just drifts to the right. And I think it's his mechanics, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know for sure what the problem is there, but they need to look at that and really explore that a lot more because it just cost us the game. We just left 5 points up on the board due to Joey Sly missing those kicks, and we left 2 more on the board from Norv Turner with bad play calling on the 2 point conversion. Yes, I agree with the 2 point conversion try. Yes, it was gutsy, and yes, it was the right time. But Norv Turner came up with an unimaginative play on a 2 point conversion try. So we're back at it again. You know, that's 7 points left on the field that we should have had, and we should have gotten the win. That is unacceptable. But I'll cut Joey a break. I'll cut him a break because kickers have the most stress out of anybody on a team. They have one job and one job only. And I can imagine how stressful that is. I honestly can. I would not want that job at all. And the emotional feelings, either positive or negative, it's like a roller coaster for some of these kickers. Man. Even just a freezing timeout can really affect a kicker's brain and really mess with their thought process and their mechanics sometimes. I've seen it happen in clutch moments. A lot. But here's a few stats to roll out on. 26 rushing touchdowns given up this season. Murray being the last one to do so against our defense. That's not acceptable. I've been saying it since day one of training camp. We have a problem stopping the draw play. I don't know what else I can say on that subject. That has got to stop. We let average running backs, even one I've never even heard of, get touchdowns on us. That's got to stop. For the most part, they were really, really good backs, so I'll give you that. But we had, 3 or 4 that were just average, and they just ran circles around our defense. It was incredible. We're last in the league. Last, folks. In rush defense stops. Last. Wrap your head around that, folks, because I'm not happy with it. Neither should you be. So on to some positive notes here. Christian McCaffrey's first rushing touchdown against the Saints since week 5. And I mean, the guy's been on fire. The guy has been legit on fire. I'm just looking at another stat here. DJ Moore, first player 100 plus yards receiving versus the Saints since week 5. Since week 5, the Saints have been solidly defending passes and getting it done up until the Falcons came to town, and then they faced us. So realistically, even the Falcons didn't really have any wide receivers that put up over 100. So, that says a lot about what DJ Moore is doing for our offense, but we're using him too much. That's what I think. I think we need to get Samuel Moore involved. Like I said earlier, It just makes sense. But, we lose 34-31 in a close one. And this is a strong team if we can pull ourselves together. But we've got so many problems, so many issues that it's just not happening. Uh, I think that we still have a shot of getting 9 wins for the playoffs if we take the win in Atlanta. That's the start. We'll get the win against Washington next week. That'll give us 6. I mean, we're going to end up with 6 anyway, I think. But we need to start in Atlanta. This week was a possibility, and it really frustrates me because I thought this game was going to be blown out, but we almost had it. We almost had it. That last kick was about this close to giving us an overtime period, and I think we could have pulled it out. I think we could have. If we had one more chance, I think we could do it. But, that happens. That happens in football, man. Sometimes you don't get that last chance, but... And I had this down as a loss anyway, so it's not a big deal to our playoff run. But we need to beat the Falcons in Atlanta. We need to beat Seattle. And we need to beat the Colts in order to have 9. And I'm putting the Saints back on the table as the last game because they might have subs in. So, it's possible, folks. It's possible we might be in the conversation. And I want to talk about the teams that may be in the conversation at the end of this. Seattle and the Rams are battling for the West Coast division right now. I think it's going to end up being Seattle, but I don't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure on that one. The Eagles and Cowboys are battling for the division right now. Whichever one doesn't win the division is going to be in the wild card battle. And I can tell you this right now. If we don't get 9, we're out already. But I believe with that loss against the Patriots just about 30 minutes ago, I think that really gives the Cowboys some pressure to make the playoffs. You got the Bears in Tampa that somehow make it into the playoff picture late, but they really haven't been able to do anything yet this year. But you never know. Giants, Cards, still in it. But you never know. There's a lot of teams still in it right now. Minnesota is in there. And Minnesota looks like a strong contender right at the moment. So we'll see what happens. It's too early to predict what's going to happen. But that's the starting look at what teams we'll be looking at, I think, down the stretch. But we don't need to be concerned about that. We need to be concerned about Atlanta. Let's take these games one at a time. Let's beat the Redskins. Let's go into Atlanta looking strong. And let's try to get that win in Atlanta. Then we can talk playoff picture officially. Until then, we need to get these 2 wins. Period. That's it. Otherwise, we're done. If we lose to the Falcons in the Dome, we're done. I'm saying call it a dumpster season because we're done. Fire Ron, fire Norv immediately after the season is over. That's what I'm saying. If we don't get that win in Atlanta, that's going to be the determining factor right there. The Colts are in the playoff picture in the AFC. Seattle is in the playoff picture in the NFC. So Seattle's the one we need to win. That is a must. That's a must win to get this done. I just want to quickly address one thing. I am not actually looking like I'm about to cry in videos. I don't know why these people keep saying this. I'm just frustrated. You know, I'm just frustrated. I care a lot about my team, and it shows. It shows every week. You know, I hate losing almost more than I like winning. I'll tell you that right now. I love winning, but I hate losing more than I almost like winning. So there you go. That's my emotional state during games, and I'm right there with y'all. I'm honestly right there with y'all. And I get these comments from like people from other teams that are saying this, and like I don't know why y'all are saying this. I guess it's just a troll comment. I don't get it, but whatever, man. Whatever. It doesn't phase me. But I get it every week, and I just had to mention something about it. Anyway, drop your comments down below if you have any insight on what we should do changes wise, how we can start to fix this team. I'm going to be putting out a video later on this week about the Colin Kaepernick rumors and what's going on there. And I'll include Cam Newton in that video as well, so expect that. I guess that's it. I think that's all we have to cover in this video. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the new subs, all the new likes, and all the new views. And please do hit that bell so you do not miss any new videos on this channel. Thank you guys so much, and keep pounding.